Hi, in this video we're going to talk about Axway Amplify Fusion deployments. Deployments are when you promote an Amplify Fusion project from dev through QA to production. So in Amplify Fusion there are three modes. There's design, check, and live. Design corresponds to dev, check is QA, and live is prod. And the idea is your developers would typically work in design mode in the designer building integrations, and they would have access to development credentials. They wouldn't have access to production credentials to your production system. And then a deployment manager would take a project version and promote it to higher environments and apply credentials where developers will not have access to those credentials. So here in my environment, I showed you the three modes, and you see I've got all my projects sitting in design mode. I haven't promoted anything to check or live. So what I'm going to do is, since deployments happen at the project level, I'm going to create a new project, and it is hello deployment. Okay, and I'm going to make the project really simple so we can focus more on the process and less on what the integration does. So I'm going to create a simple integration, and this is, let's say, my API. This is going to be an HTTP server-based API and not an API service-based API. Go look at the prior videos if you don't recall the distinction between that. But what I need here is an HTTP server. We'll do a GET to make it simple. And I don't have a connector, so let me add a connector. And this is my HTTP server. And I am going to put basic credentials on here. And I will just pick a very simple username and password that I won't forget. And let me update that. And that's good. Now let's come back here. Okay, it doesn't like that simple password. And click refresh. And here is my HTTP server. And here we can just, pretend this is a user, an API to do CRUD operations on a user object. And what I'll do is, to make it interesting for the response, I will say hello from, this time I'll say from v1 because this is version 1, and it is text/plain, and the status is 200. Let's click save and let's test this. So developers building an integration, of course they're going to test it with their developer credentials. I'll come in here to Postman, I'll make a GET, and there, and if I try to send that, it's going to fail. Authorization needs to be basic auth, and it's ABCD1234. No content. I think what I need to do here, hold on, is I need to send this, I forgot. I should send a response before flow execution since our flow is not doing anything. Okay, let's re-enable this. And I don't need that. Let's come back in here into Postman and let's send hello from v1. So I have an integration, developer credentials, ABCD1234, and we are good to go. So I come back to my project level. I'll create a new version, and I'll call this v1. Oh, my integration's still running. Let's disable it. Okay, come back here and save. All right. So now I have version 1. What I can do is I can create a deployment job. So what you do is, go to the project, go to the version, and this is v1, and I click on the three dots, and I'll click a deploy. So here what you need to do is you need to select the project and version, but since I started in the project on the version, or the three dots, we basically pre-populated that, and this is hello deployment. I'll just call this V1, and I'll say deployed job, DJ. And I'll use that for the description as well. If I have any certificates or any dependent projects or any properties, environment variable or properties, then I can select those as well. And you see there's a bunch of those there, but I don't have any in this project. And now I can create a deployment job. So this created a deployment job and popped me into the manager. So if I am a designer in design mode, I wouldn't be able to deploy this, but since I'm a super admin, I can see it. A deployment manager role would also be sufficient to create a deployment job. So that's it for now. In the next video, we will actually run this deployment job to deploy to check or live, and then we will talk about connection overrides and test our integration in a higher environment. Thank you.